Welcome guys. Thank you so much for joining me again, and I want to say a big thank you to that person that subscribed. That made my day. Thank you so much for subscribing, because it lets me know that there's people out there that would like to hear more of what I have to say. Even though I'm doing this for myself, I'm documenting my journey by myself. Okay, so before we start, let me just give you a brief view of what this hair is looking like currently. So if you remember, last video I shot was the 6-month update for these baby or these starter locks, and as you can see, like, I'm wearing this little headband thing to kind of control it a bit. I think I'm going to remove it so you can see proper what's going on. I mean, it's a bit itchy, that's about it, but I know how to remedy that. Anyways, welcome to this video today. This video was basically inspired by my experience over the past 6 months within this journey. Firstly, I want to say it hasn't probably gone maybe majority wise how I wanted it to go, but nevertheless, I'm here, I'm still present, I'm still experiencing this journey, and I'm determined to see it through, even if it's after 1 year. I'm determined. Anyways, so in this video we're going to be talking about my personal positive and negative experiences that I have experienced so far throughout this journey. You'll notice that I keep glancing down. That's because my memory sucks. It doesn't suck. When it comes to me recalling things I want to talk about, it's difficult for me to remember, so I find it better to write things down so that I'm not there sitting like, oh, what was I going to say? But anyways, I wrote down a few, let's say, positives, negatives, pros and cons that I have personally experienced just over this past 6+ months in this journey. I'm going to start off with the positives. Let's start off on the right right side. So the biggest thing I can say so far that I am noticing, that I am realizing, is that I'm starting to become more self-accepting. Just for the simple fact that, okay, fair enough, when I'm at home, when I'm alone, and when I look in the mirror and I look at this, it makes me feel happy inside, like I smile inside, like actually looking at how the process of how they're forming and just seeing the beauty in this process, and actually kind of picturing in my mind how I am going to look, or just how I'm going to feel. Because if I'm feeling like this already, how is this going to kind of transform my life completely? It's weird, because I feel a lot more confident in myself as a person as well, as a Black woman, which is, you wouldn't think that hair or a hairstyle can make you feel that way, but I feel like this is me, or my soul, me accepting myself, saying like, these are my roots, like this is who I am, and this is like showing the world this is who I am. I'm not hiding behind anything, like this is literally me. And I find that to be so sacred for me, guys. It's kind of, I don't want to say emotional, but I can kind of understand when people say sometimes that getting locks might be like a spiritual experience or journey for some people. I can definitely feel that, because the feelings that it's bringing up in me, I haven't had when I have braids or, you know, cane roll or whatever it is. It's different with this. I'm excited to see anyways. And the second major point is kind of following on from what I was saying the last kind of rant I went on, is I'm beginning to appreciate and allowing myself to love me for me. Oh my God, this all sounds soppy, but it's true. As I said, this is for me. I'm not speaking for you. I'm not speaking for the next person who decided to get them for the sake of getting them. But I've wanted them for quite a while. I was just afraid, but I'm happy that I did it on my own terms. I didn't go to a hairdresser's, because some of them, let's be frank, you have to find a good one, because some of them don't actually know, I think, in my opinion, that they're that focused or concentrating on your hair. They're just trying to get through it. And I need TLC. That's what I'm learning. I'm going to care for this head. Look, I'm not doing much to it. It's just the basics. And the way it's glistening, it's shining, it's repaying me and looking that good and saying thank you for the little treatments that you're giving me. I just can't wait. Anyways, yeah. So it's allowing me to accept myself and love myself a lot more. So today I went to the shops, like to a little mall place near where I live. I'm not going to say where. And just rocking this, I kind of felt I felt good that I was doing it, feeling the breeze like in my hair. And I was like, yeah, this is me. This is actually me. I'm not wearing a wig. I'm not hiding behind anything like that. This is actually me. And that made me feel really, really, I don't want to say whole, let's say 90%. It felt satisfying to me, okay? That's another positive thing that I've realized from rocking these. And the biggest thing, loads of people will tell you this, is it's teaching me patience, okay? It's a trying and testing process to go through. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I have been rocking these to work or when I'm going out on a night out, because the truth is I haven't. They have been under a wig, which makes me feel a certain way as well. But patience, as in it's not growing at the pace that I would like for it to grow, and it's not budding at the pace I'd like for it to bud. Because when I look at it, can you see? I can still see the you know, the twist pattern. Like they don't look like locks yet, and I'm learning that I cannot force the process. Like no matter what I put in my hair, well, unless I go to a hair salon where they manipulate it. But the whole point for me is not to manipulate anything. It's just to let my hair be, apart from retwists here and there. But the whole point of it is the fact that you cannot control this process. Like when they're ready to bud, they will bud. When they're ready to develop and become locks, they will become locks. And that's what I'm finding difficult. And when they're ready to grow to the length that I want them to be, they will do that. In the meantime, I can do everything I can to kind of smoothen the transition for me. You know, when people put like locks or do braids and stuff, which I have done, to kind of see myself through the process. But in terms of actually getting there, it will happen when it will happen. And that's what I find pretty frustrating. But it's fine. Because learning patience is a very positive thing. It's a positive trait that we all need to have as human beings, point blank. So I think those are the 4 main points, positive ones, I think I've come to learn from having these locks. The cons now, I'm going to be candid and honest. The biggest one for me is it's taking too long. It's taken too long and I don't have the patience for it. I know the last point I made was it's teaching me how to be patient, but boy, look at the size of my head and look at where they are now. And to make time go by, I literally go through people's lock journeys and I look at how they looked at 6 months, 7 months, 1 year. And I'm always comparing it to myself to be like, when will these grow? Like, I would like for them to be this length, oof, to be here. But then when I look at their length now, by the time they get here, when will that be? And during that process, I'm going to have to get jobs. I'm going to have to attend interviews. I want to stop wearing wigs. Like, when are we going to get there? Again, as I said, you can't rush it. So it's just about you and your choices. If I decided to go on this lock journey, I decided to do it. So am I confident enough to rock this to work? I don't know. We're getting there bit by bit. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. It's just the time that it takes. There's sometimes when I doubt, like, do I actually want to do this? Is what I wanted to do. But it is what I wanted to do. And I feel like maybe the cons so far, sorry, the pros so far override the cons maybe. But listen to the rest of my cons and let's see. yeah, the next one was actually not being able to control the process. That's my biggest thing, because I want you to grow, and I want you to grow now, and I want you to look the way that I want you to look. So I ended up combining these two because they were quite thin. Okay. And as I am looking at this, you see how chunky it looks? I'm starting to have regrets, like, oh my God, I've messed this up. Can you see how chunky that is? And it's just not knowing where this will end up, and maybe me having to shave my head. It's just that not knowing that I'm not comfortable with, because I have to know everything. Controlling the process is part of what I want to be doing, but it's not. So these two, I'm still very, I don't know, because I joined them together because they were quite thin, in my opinion. So I ended up joining them together, but I don't know how they're going to look. Again, I'm not going to know probably until next year, but it is what it is. And I feel like a boy currently, because as I said before, look at the size of my head and look at where these are. Like, I know there's a lot of styles. I think I might actually do a video when I retwist again, I think in the next few weeks, of the styles I might have to start doing. So I'm just rocking the locks, you know. What can I do? I look like a boy because I have a long round face, and they're only here. By the time they get here, that's like a few years time. I want to get my sexy on. I want to be, you know, rocking my locks and doing this and that and doing the most. But again, they have not fully formed. They're taking their time. I'm gonna let them, but that is a massive con for me. Eventually we're gonna get to a point where I won't be able to wear wigs anymore, because the wigs will be bulky, and I'm gonna have to find a way to rock these. As I said, I'll probably have like a video of the styles that I come up with, that I see, that I'll be rocking with my locks. But so far, like, those are the cons I've experienced largely. Nobody has looked at me funny, or I didn't notice anyone look at me funny anyways when I did go out today. I guess it's making me a lot more self-confident in a way. So overall, I feel like the pros so far outweigh the cons, but it's just a matter of time for me to actually see. So maybe in 1 year's time, I'll do another video. No, not 1 year, in 6 months' time, my 1 year anniversary, which is sometime in March, I would do another video about this, okay? But yeah, I just thought I would share my experiences so far of this long ass journey. I'm hoping that you enjoyed it, guys. If you did, you know what to do. Just like, comment and subscribe. I'm looking forward to hearing your comments on this video, and maybe a few more suggestions of the kind of videos that you'd like me to do. Okay, guys? So yeah, this is me, my real self, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.